Hello party people, it's been a while, isn't it? We've had a lot going on. There's been a lot going on globally, internationally, nationally, and here at HQ. This isn't a tarot reading today. This is a bit of a gentle welcome back in. I've missed you all. Energies haven't been correct for various reasons for some time. Personal things I've been dealing with, and general universal energies I've had to take stock and process. As you are all aware, unless you've been living under a rock, we lost our monarch here in the UK, the Queen Elizabeth II, and the state is in national mourning. But what I want to talk about today is when you are in mourning for someone who hasn't died, when you are in mourning for what you thought you knew, what you thought it was, and the realisation that what you thought you knew was never. The shock that brings you, the betrayal, but most pertinently, the sadness and the grieving, and the effect that has on you physically, emotionally, and mentally. And the fact that heartbreak isn't just emotional, the pain is physical too. How you must not ignore that, and anyone that makes you feel that way. A lot of people are trauma bonded, and a lot of people hang on to illusions and perceptions of things that are not accurate for far too long. And all that happens really is when the day does come, because there is always a day, it's harder, it's deeper, it's tougher, and it cuts more. It takes a lot of strength to walk away from a situation you don't want to. It takes a lot of strength to let something go when you want it and you love it more than anything in the universe. But knowing it isn't as it was sold to you, or you were led to believe, is the biggest heartbreak of all. People show you who they are. It's up to us and the level of work we've done to see that, to process that, to accept that. It's not easy walking away when you still desperately hope you can make things better, but the reality is, when people show you who they are, listen. Okay. And think, if it was the other way round, could you, with the absence of heart, do to them what they've done to you and still sleep at night? This is real shadow work, because although no one is ever blameless, no party is ever blameless, even if you just allowed it to keep happening, or even if you tried to gloss over it or pretend it didn't happen, that's still your part, that's still your blame. But there comes a time where you have to accept you gave it your best. You did. And whilst you may not have been perfect, you were human, you were aware of your faults and you owned your faults and you apologised for your faults. But you didn't deserve that. Sorry, I got interrupted by a child. And the ironic thing is when your world implodes and everything falls apart, drops over the cliff edge, and all you can do is powerlessly watch it go, whilst desperately trying to catch the shattered bits of your heart. You always have kids around you, don't you? It isn't the same as when you're an adult. This isn't the same as when you're an adolescent, when you can go in your room and just die for 2 or 3 weeks, or a couple of days, normally when you're an adolescent. When you're a grown-up, you've got responsibilities. You have to try and pick up your shattered pieces publicly. And there are intolerable situations that you are put through as an adult that no one can prepare you for. But however bad these are and however heartbreaking they are, you must always know you are always your constant. You are the one that's going to hold you. Cry it out, scream it out, howl and bawl it out, as long as it takes, for as many nights and days as it takes. Use as much tissue as you've got, go for it. It needs out. So grieving for someone who isn't dead is one of the most difficult things ever. Because when someone physically dies, it's a closure, I guess, isn't it? Even whether it's, death by accident or age or whatever, you know there was death, there's no going back. But when they're still alive, be it a family member, which I've also experienced, be it a relationship and someone you love very much, which I'm becoming a bit of an old hand at now, grieving for someone who's still alive and trying to think, did I ever know them? And for what you thought it was, the realisation that it never was and never will be, and that you wanted it will never exist, is a whole different grade of pain. So there's my thought on that. Own your feelings. Don't beat yourself up. Forgive yourself for believing. It says more about you than it does them and their actions. Understand that as difficult it is, and as painful as it is, and for as long as it goes on for, you will carry yourself. Never go back. Because what you allow will continue. That's my word. Peace out. Thank you.